Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am frankly FM84 and a big thank you for coming back and joining me on another video right here on YouTube. I am currently doing the Paris FC Rebuild Challenge. We are in the midst of the children of the French Revolution. All of the players that are coming into the club are 21 or younger. We have gone through 3 seasons where we have got promoted, finished 11th, finished 3rd, and we are looking to make even more progress as we move into season 4, and that is where we are heading today. If you haven't caught up with this series already, feel free to go back and then come back to this point when you are caught up. I promise you it is well worth going back and looking for, especially for the first campaign in League 2. It was a spectacular way to get promoted at the first time of asking. But if you're already up to date, as always, when we start a brand new season, we are going to bring new faces in. We are also going to let new faces go. We are also going to let people leave the club to bring new people into the club. And that is where we start as always. We are on the transfers page. Don't forget, in these summer transfer windows, there are 2 parts to the window. So the first part is when the window opens on the 9th of June. Players can come and go from then. But the season ticks over on the 1st of July. So we are going to cover the June part first, and then we'll move on to July after that. So let's start, as always, with the people that have left the club. Not a lot of them. There's Babacar Lay. He has gone to AS Beauvoir-Oise on loan. But the big one is Stefan Bajic, our goalkeeper. Ended up going to Tottenham for £4 million. Now, if the board aren't happy with that, we signed him for 1.9. We have doubled our money to sell him to Tottenham. It got to a point where we were turning down bids of 2.5, £2.75 million. We just went out and said, look, this is the price that we want. He then agreed and said, yeah, I want to leave the club. Please sell me. And that is exactly what we did. Tottenham Hotspur getting themselves a bargain and our first choice goalkeeper. Then, though, there were players that obviously need to come in and replace just those 2, but the players in the next part as well. And we actually started off with Axel Kedvezi. He's a goalkeeper who was just brought in. He was on a scouting report. He got a B-, I think, as a player for the future. 20 years old. No real risk attached to him. His last club was Montpellier, so a decent enough side. We've brought him in. But then we started playing the proper ball. £1.8 million we paid for Mamadou Sarr. He is a defender, defensive midfielder or midfielder centre at the age of 19. Not the best looking of players. I think he's going to be a centre-back. 6'2", 12 stone, £10, strength of 12, jumping reach of 14, heading though of only 9, so for a big-ish guy, not really good with his heading, but tackling is good, positioning is good, decisions are good, pace and acceleration are there. Our scouts absolutely love this player, and I think he's one that probably will end up in our first team sooner rather than later. Amay Caprice is the next one. Spent £2.3 million, I think that said. £2.8 million. So he spent £2.8 million on Amay Caprice. You can see in his picture. Plays for Marseille. Now he plays for us. This is a kid who is quite interesting because he can play at right back, but he can also play as a central midfielder and an attacking midfielder, which I find quite strange because those 2 positions don't have too much in common, but he can do both. Mainly signed him though to play as a right back. Acceleration of 14, pace of 15, natural fitness of 16, stamina of 14, determination is 18, vision of 14, passing of 14, tackling 11, technique 11. So quite a few stats there that do need bulking out, but on the whole, I think he has the core stats that we are looking for. 20 years old. We went out and spent the money. The last player then that we brought in, obviously you've just seen Stefan Bajic to leave the club, so we needed a replacement goalkeeper. We went and signed Valentino Lesure. He is a 21-year-old, and we got him for £1.5 million. It's a bit of a bargain, really, when you look at him. I'm not 100% sure what is the most important things for a goalkeeper. Let me know in the comments down below. I mean, there's things, do they score high in rushing out tendency? Is that a good thing, or is it not? Because obviously he's only got a 9 here. Punching tendency as well is 13. Is it better to catch the ball than punch the ball? I'm not 100% sure how the game views that. If you do know, let me know in the comment section down below as well. But another one that popped up on a scout report, and we just went, yes, please, we will take him. So then, quite a few players going out. Once that 1st of July hit, there were a few players to leave. But the first one that went was Yusufa Ndiaye. He was in the starting team, but obviously Senegalese and 26 years old. This is a children of the French Revolution. I'm pretty sure he has second nationality of French as well. But we wanted to move him on because of his age, and we managed to get decent money for him in £2.2 million. We then had a lot of players who just did not renew contracts or signed with other clubs. So Noble Mendy went to Villiers on a free. Obed Nakambadio, he was actually going to be our first choice goalkeeper. We had a contract in place. I'm not too sure what changed or what happened, whether he didn't actually agree with the contract, but he ended up at Bristol City. Adil Bacha went to ASO Chief. Anis Fatin went to Niort. Edine Sharid went to Le Mans on a free. And then we started picking up little bits of money here and there. I mean, Jonathan Pitou is a player. We sold him for 675,000, paid 850. You can see why the board are pretty annoyed. We are just having to move players on, though, because of the size of the squad. He wasn't getting in the first team, wanted to leave, so we've moved him on. Bakary Sharif is the next one. He has gone out to Pau. Tariq Arconte has left. He went to Harvard FAC as part of a part exchange for a player that we have bought. Matthias Tell ended up going to Strasbourg for £400,000. I'd already said I was a little bit concerned he wasn't developing as much as I would have liked, and that came to fruition as we moved him on. Killian Camille went to QPR for £9,500, rising to £42,000. Setugai Karamoko went to AS Vitra on a free. And then Lissandro Tremone went to Norwich for £700,000. Didn't really want to move him on, but another player who said that he fancied a new challenge somewhere else, and we moved him on to England. Recouped the £700,000 and we reinvested it. We also let Nathan Zizi go out on loan to QRM. So the players then that we need to replace them. Florent de Silva is the first one, £2.4 million. You can see he has a Leon shirt in his picture. This kid actually is really, really good. 21 years old, 15 for passing, 14 for first touch, 11 for dribbling, 13 for corners, 13 decisions, 14 flair, 15 decisions, 16 vision. Work rate, not the best. I hope it's something that we can instill in him with the coaching team, but I think he is a player that we are going to be looking at for a while. I think he will be the future of the club. The next one was Shady Deleste. He's come in, he's a centre-back, or strangely an attacking midfielder centre. Not too sure, again, how those two positions correlate. But, yeah, we bought him in. I think he's just going to be a rotation option. He's 5'11", tackling of 12. He came from PSG. It all just seemed to match up. The next player is Irvine La Mami. He's a left or right back, can also cover in the centre. 5'9". I think pace of 11, acceleration of 11 is not the best. Tackling of 13, but he does have some good decisions, flair, leadership, teamwork and work rate. I think he's certainly going to be in with a shout of being a rotation option. Come from Leon, £1.8 million. I think that could work out. So the next player to come in was Yadali Bayo. He's 19 years old. He's come from Harvard FC. I think he has a massive, massive amount of potential. I mean, he's only a 2-star current ability and a 5-star potential ability, but he seems to be really, really settling in well. I think he's got everything that he probably needs as well. Passing, technique, work rate is decent, positioning, decisions, aggression, good natural fitness, good pace, good acceleration. I think this kid could become a steal once it all settles down. We signed Tao Sacco from, who did we sign him from? I missed who we signed him from. From Niort, £325,000. He is another centre-back who can play as a makeshift left-back, but don't think he really will play there. Another one that we are going to use as a rotation option. William Mikel Brenchis. I think that's how we're going to say this name. He is a right back and plays as a centre back, can cover the right wing also. In terms of his pace is good, acceleration is good, agility, aggression, determination is 17, positioning 11, teamwork 14, work rate 14, tackling 15, marking 12. I think this kid has really got something, and I think we have swooped in and confirmed ourselves a bit of a gem. I think we have bought a bit of a rough diamond, basically, that we're going to polish, and I think he will come good. £60,000, the deal was an absolute no-brainer. The last player to come in then is hopefully going to be a goal scorer. Ilan Petrysot. He is 19 years old. He has been capped at under 18s level. He's a breakthrough prospect, but he has finishing of 14, pace of 14, acceleration 14, determination 18, technique 12, off the ball 12, flair of 13, a good set of physicals. I think he's going to be able to slot himself into the team and work quite well. So then that is the transfer news for the summer transfer window. We have hit the 4th of September. How have we started the season? Let's give you a sneak preview by looking at the competitions tab. You can see at this stage we have played 4, we have won 2, we have drawn 2. We are unbeaten on 8 points, but we are already 4 points behind both Paris Saint-Germain and Monaco. Champions League then, as I said yesterday, we'll find out who we are going to play. Tough draw for our first ever Champions League campaign. Atletico, Leipzig, Benfica, all in the group. This is going to be a difficult group. So let's, as per usual, start off then with the finances. So we spent the transfer budget that we had and a little bit more as we were recouping money. But with the Champions League money now, it means that the club has £22 million in the bank. Finances are secure, but we do not have a transfer budget as of yet to go into the winter transfer window with. It may be that we don't get any, and we'll have to wait and go into next season and try and spend some money there. Wage budget, we are just scraping across the line to get this one in our good books. 242,000 is allotted, 241,000 is being spent. In terms of club vision then, at the start of season 4, they are still developed. They are devastated with our lack of developing players using the club's youth system. As I keep saying, we are now at the point in the save in 2024-25 season where we are just relying on the other big teams developing our players as well. Our youth intakes have not been great. We have not yet got like a golden generation or any kind of workable player that we could get in. We do have a few players that we moved from the under-19s to the second team, but they're not showing as much potential as some of the players we can go and spend a couple of 100,000 or million on in the French leagues. Play counter-attacking football, they are pleased with that. Sign players from the lower levels of the domestic game. Again, this is one where in this save it's very difficult to find an under-21 who's playing in the second division who is going to come and improve our team. So we have kind of dodged our way around this one by signing players from established teams who just basically don't want them. Play entertaining football, play attacking football, they are pleased with both of those. Work within the wage budget, they are on course. Sign players to sell for a profit, so they're disappointed. I mean, we did have the one. Bajic did generate £2 million worth of return. So bought for 2, sold for 4. Still not enough to get the board off our backs, though. They want minimum 2-year contracts going forwards. Champions League, they want to be competitive. Team is not expected to get beyond the 3rd qualifying round of the Champions League. We are in the knockout stages. Which is, no, we're not in the knockout stages, so we're in the group stages. I don't know where I got knockout stages from. We are in the group stages, so we are pleased with that. We'll show you how we got there in just a second. Liga 1, avoid a relegation battle. I think we're going to be fine with that. We've never really been in a relegation battle. We were 11th and then 3rd, so we're looking to kick on, not look backwards. Coupe de France reached the 11th round at a minimum, and that was fine there. The training facilities improvements will be complete apparently on the 31st of the 1st 2025, so not too long to go before the training facilities will be upgraded, and they want to continue being an established Liga team. So we showed you the league table, and we also showed you who we've got in the Champions League group. Let's now run through the schedule and show you how we've started then. So an early start with us being in the Champions League path. The 3rd qualifying round, we faced off against FC Copenhagen. We beat them 2-1 in the first leg with goals from Mara and Kathleen. We then kicked off our Liga 1 campaign in the middle of 2 Champions League games. A 2-2 draw against Saint Etienne. Goals from Fadiga for us. Kasri and Tate with the 2 goals for them. Copenhagen then we went to Copenhagen, beat them 3-2 in the return leg with Richard, Theo and Tremoni getting the goals there as we progressed. Strasbourg then, we went and visited them in Liga 1, beat them 2-1, goals from Fadiga and Mara. Beat Genk 1-0 then in the next round of the Champions League path playoff first leg. We beat them 1-0 with a penalty from Theo. Then back in league action, play against Marseille. 2-2 draw there. Pretty disappointing. We were ahead, then we were behind, and then we had to equalise in the 92nd minute to get out of that. In terms of the Champions League then, we qualified for the group stage by beating Genk 2-1 in the home leg. Mara and Theo getting the goals there. To lose in the Liga 1 was the final game before we hit the transfer deadline window, or transfer window deadline day. Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? Transfer deadline day. Anyway, yeah, Toulouse. 2-0 victory there in Liga 1 with goals from Fadiga and Theo. So that team of Fadiga and Theo have scored goals in one. Theo with a goal there. No, none of them there. Strasbourg, Fadiga, Theo, Fadiga, and no goal there. So those two have formed quite a deadly partnership. They are scoring goals and really pushing us on in the league. So look out for Fadiga and Theo going forwards. I think they could become linchpins of the saved, but never say never. As always with these kinds of players, they probably want a little bit more than what we are offering. But at this point, we are fourth in Liga 1. As I said, we have a 4-2-2-0-3 and 8 record. 2 victories were good, 2 draws. We probably could have lost one and won one. So I think 8 points at this point is pretty fair. We have a look at some player stats before we show you the new assistant best 11. 2 players up top, Lewandowski and Boadu, both scoring 6 goals already, but Fadiga is right there on 4. Most assists, Lenny Pintor, 3 assists from 3 appearances, puts him top of that category. Most shots, 2 players here with Lewandowski and Milik. Benteke lurking around in behind them also. Most player of the match awards, so 3 player of the match awards goes to, in fact no, sorry, 3 players sharing 2. Badiashile, Lewandowski and Malinovsky again is in these most player of the match awards. We do have representation there. Sekou Mara getting 1 at the bottom. Most key passes, Malinovsky again, he's a key player for Marseille and he keeps popping up on these lists. Best pass completions, not really important. Most tackles won, Mama Bolde. He has 17 tackles won already at this phase of the season. Most dribbles made, 2 players, De La Fuente. He's a player who I would normally look to sign. I think he's absolutely fantastic. American international. Leading the way in that category, we are not represented. Most clean sheets then, Alex Merritt. He leads the way with 3. And Dimitrevski, he has conceded no goals from 1 appearance. So then, in terms of penalties, Anthony Marshall leads the way down here, but Theo is 1 from 1 in the league. Offsides, Mara the most offside for us with 5, but behind Boadu with 8. Tackles per 90 minutes, Lenny Pintor 3.57. Average minutes per goal, 6 for Theo. That's quite impressive. Finally, let's look at the squad then before we move on to check out the assistant report. And this is the best 11 according to the assistant at this point after the summer transfer window. So Leisure in goal, Hadjam, Sarr, Deleste, La Mami, Bondo, De Silva, Ugachukwu, and then Kathleen, Pintor and Mara. So a pretty sound starting 11 there. Kathleen only getting 2.5 stars, Pintor 3. Bondo now picking up that 3rd star, but Hadjam, Sarr, Deleste and La Mami all 2.5 stars at the back, and Leisure in goal only a 3 star. So probably defenders are an area that we're going to need to improve once again in January. That's if we have any money, and the only way you're going to find out what business we do in January is by coming back tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow we will push forwards to January as we get halfway through the 4th season. What will happen? Can we keep the pace with those above us? And a Champions League adventure, hopefully, to savour. Right then, I'm going to start wrapping this one up. If you're at this point of the video, you're still listening to me, firstly, a big thank you. I really do appreciate it. Secondly, if you haven't hit the like and subscribe button, please consider doing so. It helps the channel so much. But for this one, I'm going to leave it there. Go and check out another video on the channel. We try to have something for everybody. and I'll catch you very, very soon.